It's been a while since I did my last video. So the first thing is the changes in my strategy. Around the time that I kind of stopped making my videos, and even while I was making the videos, I wasn't 1,000% with my strategy. I still wasn't completely comfortable with it. So I I wouldn't say looking back in hindsight. So let's go back to March 2023. It was then that I decided that I'm going 100%, 1,000%, putting everything into it with journaling and everything. And I did that. And as I look back at my trading journal, I think that's what really helped me in my profitability. And back then, I was trading supply and demand. So I was very heavy on supply and demand. And supply and demand works. Just about everything can work, but you have to really find what's suitable for your personality. And I started to get lost in supply and demand. I think I started complicating it, and I wanted to get deeper into it. I did because I kind of scratched the surface of supply and demand and order blocks or whatever. But I started to dig deeper, and I think it complicated it in my mind a little bit more. I started digging more into smart money concepts and ICT. I was kind of already doing smart money concepts, but I wanted to see like where's the root of all of this. So I started to get into ICT, and I think that complicated my mind, or trading in my mind a little bit more. So I decided to kind of take a step back because I was only doing one time frame. Then I'm like, okay, let me incorporate all these different time frames, and then I would go for the order blocks going with the current trend. But then I started to see other things on the chart, and I started to see other people doing other things. It just complicated it for me. So I started to kind of shy away from supply and demand and go back to the way that I was trading before, which was just pretty much breakout. And honestly, all this stuff is the same thing. Like at the end of the day, different strategies are different ways to enter into the trend, or unless you're counter trend trading, which is still, at the end of the day, it's just different methods for the same thing, I feel like. So, with the breakout strategy that I use, it made a lot more sense to me and it was a lot less complicated. I just used three EMAs. That's it. Um, so, I had to make a hard decision. Like, do I keep trying to spend more time understanding supply and demand the way that works for me, or do I just go with the breakout? So I just had to make a decision. Like I said, it all works. Like in March, I was killing it. And I think after March 2, I stopped journaling. I got kind of beside myself. So that was probably a thing too. But just had to make a decision, and I decided to stick with the breakout. And it's been working really, really well for me. I really like the breakout because with this one, I'm able to get a higher risk to reward, and that's important for me too. And I feel like that plays a major part also when you're trading. Um, just little factors like that. So high risk to reward was important for me, and I was getting that high risk to reward. And I also had to understand other psychological things, like it's not every day that you'll get that high risk to reward trade, but when you get it, it's, it hits. So yeah, that's that with my strategy. I'm trading the breakout strategy now. Um, Changing my trading time. So I was trying to trade New York, but I find that I get anxious for some reason. I guess because everything else that I have to do in a day too. So I'm trading Asian session now, and that was a battle for me too because you see so many traders say Asian session is bad. Don't trade Asian. Nothing happens. Um, But I seen a video from Swaggy C, and he says that he actually starts looking for trades in the Asian session, even though I think he trades on a higher time frame. I only trade on the 5 minute, but it really helped me psychologically not battle with feeling bad for trading Asian. Like other traders will really make you feel bad for trading Asian. And it's really just trading those pairs that move in the session that you're trading in. So that leads me to my next point, and that is me. I'm only sticking to one pair. I'm trading EA with my strategy I tested, and it moves the best for me, the smoothest, less choppy for me. So that's what I'll be trading going forward. And I'll probably be adding different pairs as I go on, maybe. But I found that when I would try to look at different pairs, that also gave me anxiety. It also had me feeling overwhelmed and over my head. So when I focused on one strategy, it allows me to be more patient and it allows me to not feel like I'm missing out on another trade or I overlooked something, or it just decreases the anxiety for me. So I'm sticking to EA. And also, like, I back tested different pairs also, and it's like they all kind of move at the same time almost. Like the prop firm that I'm using and my Forex fund situation, I did have a 300K and a 5K account with my Forex fund, obviously all gone. As far as my thoughts, it is what it is. It's a loss at this point. It's just like just got to move on. So the prop firm that I'm using now is my funded engineer. I chose this prop firm because they're based out of Dubai and not the US and Canada. Of course, we don't really have too many details right now as to why. There are a few, but I felt like it'll be safe to, for right now, to use that prop firm. I've seen another trader that I really trust as far as seeing their journey and how they go about things, which made me go ahead and use them for the prop firm. Right now, I think I'm up a 0.5%. I was down. I just got it maybe about 3 days ago. I was down, not too much. I think about like $40, but now I'm back up by like a 0.5%. So I'll be updating you guys on that too as I progress. So with this prop firm, I think the max is 500K, but I believe with the VIP program or something, you can get up to 1 million. I'm not sure, but definitely max out there and diversify. So once that's something that I will be trying to figure out in the next week of exactly how I want to diversify. Um, I do want to go with at least one other prop firm. I've seen the funded trader. The only thing is, I heard they weren't really good with tight stops. My stop loss can be really tight at times, but we'll see. Um, my funded FX, I was looking at that too. The only thing with those two also is they're in the US. So I don't know, but as well as diversifying, a part of that is putting money back in for my own personal account. So I will be putting money back in my personal account as well. And that's the ultimate goal, is just to trade my own money. But I'm going to milk the prop firms until we can't no more. So yeah, that's what I will be trying to figure out in the next coming weeks, is a plan on diversifying my income in that way. It's just one time frame, one pair, one session, just to kind of mentally give me some type of clarity and relief. I also want to incorporate just little habits, um, little by little, as far as like staying back consistent with working out, eating the way that I want to eat or I need to eat. I'm not really trying to gain weight. I really do want to maintain. I want to gain a little bit, maybe, but more so maintaining. But I am happy with my weight too. I want to get into herbalism and herbal medicines, yoga, things like that. So I think it's just maybe another 9 more months of this hustle and bustle and just getting balanced. I want to travel a lot more. Can't wait to travel. Like by the end of so my goal was by the end of this year to have 100K account at least. The million. I feel like once you kind of hit a certain number, like that 100K, I think it'll be easier to scale up to a million versus 0 to 100K. So, but yeah, that's my goal. I wrote that in my journal in March. So it's now September. And I feel like I'll be on track. I'm feeling really good and confident about my trading. Like it's so crazy because I get a little it's these last couple of days the anxiety has been less and less, but I used to get so much anxiety like coming into the session about to get on the chart. But now that I'm more confident in my strategy, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better and less anxious. Last night I had a really good trade, and once I seen the setup, I took it, and I'm really proud of myself because a lot of times I'll kind of like find a reason. Like it's kind of like if you meet somebody and you're like, you know, try to find a reason not to like this person or trying to find a reason. I think I did that with my trading, and it's so crazy how like I just had this revelation just now, and I wonder if I do that. I wonder if I do that in real life, but yeah, I didn't do that last night trading. I seen it and I took it. I was good with my risk. I have my 5 rules of risk management. I took it and it was a good trade. I got a 4 to 1 risk to reward. I've been back journaling consistently, even though it's only been 5 days. That's I feel like that's good in my book. But yeah, I'm feeling really good. So stay tuned.